Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're going to have another skill with prizes for this video. This one here, the Crystal Maze Team Challenge. However, before I play the machine itself, I actually found a fantastic video on YouTube earlier which demonstrates exactly what I was talking about in the last video when I talked about the earlier versions of the Crystal Maze, because this was the final iteration of it, and it was the one that I liked the least because it had that horrible grabbing hand thing in the crystal dome which was really imprecise, and I didn't like the games as much on this. They felt a little bit more unfair, and I was talking about how on the original Crystal Maze I could take the £5 out of that even when it was on its arse and it was only putting 59 gold into the crystal dome before they re-chipped it and put that down to a minimum of 51 gold, at which point it became impossible if it didn't want to pay. But when the minimum was 59 gold, if you were good enough, you could get the £5 out of it when it did not want to pay you the £5. The other thing that I forgot to mention on the last video was that there were two versions of the Crystal Maze before this. There was the original release, which is going to be the one in the video. Then there was a kind of update on the original release which said now featuring Ocean Zone. It was a new machine, but fundamentally it had the same principle as the original one in that it had the super accurate crosshair when you went to the Crystal Dome. And then they did this one which I really didn't like. So what we'll do is go to this video here. Now, unfortunately, this is in like 1080p here, so it's the maximum quality that YouTube will present it in. Unfortunately, it's not the highest quality of video, but it does show what I'm talking about. Now, this is the original Crystal Maze. This is the first iteration. There was another one after this, which was called the Crystal Maze now featuring Ocean Zone, which had different games, but they were kind of the same thing. Now, this guy here has got some mad skills. I will link the video in the description of my video, and what he's basically saying is that he emptied these. Back in the day, when they were still on the 59 gold in the dome version, he went round and emptied these, and he said that the tube held 35 quid. And everything else above 35 quid went into the cash box, apparently. So he would go around and take £35 out of every one of these that he could find, and that he did the same on the Ocean Zone version as well. He doesn't mention the version that I'm going to play, but my feeling is that you couldn't do it right out of the gate on the third one. Now, I think Barcrest learned their lesson with the first two versions, which is why, of course, they re-chipped them to put a minimum of 51 gold into the Crystal Dome, because they'd realised that the 59 gold version could be done by a player who was good enough. And then they changed the model of how it works on the one that I'm going to be playing in this video, because what they did for that then is A, they gave you the grabbing hand, which was just dreadful compared to the crosshair. B, they made the games a little bit more, I'm not going to say random, but a little bit more unfair. There were some of them that I just felt you couldn't really do, and it was almost down to luck. Like, there were some mazes where you would have to find a certain number of objects, and you'd kind of either get lucky or you wouldn't in finding them. Or, I mean, if there was a method to doing that game, I didn't find out what it was. So, unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, this version that we're watching here isn't emulated. I don't know if we haven't got the ROMs or whatever, and the Ocean Zone iteration of this isn't emulated either. So it's only the third version, which in my opinion is by far the worst, and the one that I disliked well, I say I loved the first two. I never got on board with the third one. So the one that I'm playing in this video, I'll be quite honest, I just never felt that I got on top of it out in the wild. I did win out of it. I did take a fair few 5s out of it, and a few 10s out of it as well, where I was able to beat the high score. But whereas with the one that you've seen here and the Ocean Zone one, I would say, you know what, I was pretty bloody good at that. Fuck me, what's going on here? I would not say the same about the the one that I'm actually going to be playing in this video. But we'll just watch this guy here because he has got some mad skills. Now, the other thing is about the one that I'm going to be playing, I've had another crack at it with the trackball. I didn't get on with the trackball ultimately in the mating game, and I don't get on with it in the Crystal Maze either. Thinking about it, one of the things was that if you can see here, the way that the guy's using the trackball in the video, he is really, really accurate with the trackball. I can simply not get that level of sensitivity out of it in the emulator. I have tried messing around with the settings for both like the Windows sensitivity and the emulator sensitivity, and maybe I'm missing it, but I simply cannot get the trackball input to be as fine as he is achieving here on the original hardware. But you can see how he's doing it here. And the other thing that you could do with the trackball for the physical games, and there were some of them on the third one where you need to get some real speed with the trackball, and the trackball on these they were really quite loose and you could kind of roll them, whereas the trackball that I've got and that I bought specifically for the mating game isn't like that. It just, as soon as you take your hand off, it kind of stops moving, where the trackball in the real thing was a little bit looser. So I've had to go to keyboard and mouse, and I've got to be honest with you, I'm not comfortable using keyboard and mouse in the Crystal Maze, whereas I kind of got there with the mating game. I haven't got there with the Crystal Maze. I also haven't been really doing, I've only kind of gone through the games once, and I've not really done very well. So if you thought the mating game was bad, this is going to be even worse. Although on the plus side, I haven't consumed quite the amount of small sherries that I had when I was playing the mating game, so I am at least compos mentis, which is more than can be said for the mating game video. So what you can see here, he hasn't missed a single game, and he's going to get to the Crystal Dome. I believe he gets there with 11 crystals. Now, I used to reckon on needing 9 or 10 crystals, which was 45 or 50 respectively. Anything above that was even better. So he's going to get there with 11 crystals, and I would certainly, on the real thing, like he's playing here, I would be saying now, I'm going to get the 5 out of this. And unfortunately, because this video is bad quality, you can't actually tell the difference between the gold and the silver when he gets into the dome here. But this is down, he got it Crystal Maze 60 gold demonstration in the video description there, as you can see. I'm sure it was 59. And what you'll also see is that when it adds up, he will have 59. But can you also see here, now just take a good look at the crosshair that he's using here. What you could do with a little tap, you could just pick a single token, you could just tap, and as long as you were centered over the gold token, as long as you got your aim right, you would just get a single token, whereas the one that I'm playing has got this horrible grabbing hand, and I'm sure Barcrest put that in because they realised that the targeting system on this basically was too good. And what that meant in the one that I'm playing is you just couldn't do what he's doing here. You just couldn't be that accurate, because you can see there he's picking off the individual golds, you'd be grabbing silvers as well, and there was just no way to avoid it. So it could really, eventually, of course, it would put enough gold in that you'd be able to do it, but it could kind of make it impossible. And I think the third version, and let's just have a look here. Have a look, he gets, watch this, and this is exactly what I was talking about in the mating game video. You have no room to spare, because look what he's got there, 59 gold, 9 silver, and he's done it. He's got the 5. And that's what I used to reckon on doing on these things. So he's done well there. Oh, crikey. There we are, let's bring that back up. So, unfortunately, like I say, this is the third version of this. Barcrest, A, they put the grabbing hand in, and B, I think at the minimum, it actually had a minimum of 60 gold in it, this, which is actually more generous than the original, but Barcrest, I think, were confident that they could get away with that because they could just put so many silver in with those 60 gold, and because you had the stupid grabby hand, it was just basically impossible if the machine wasn't ready to pay. But we'll have a go at this because the first 2 versions, unfortunately, aren't available to us. But I am going to get my disclaimers and my excuses in ahead of time here. And I'm going to say, A, I never really liked this one in the way that I loved the first 2. And also, I just never quite felt that I got on top of it in the way that I got on top of the first two either. So, and plus the controls are not really working for me. So is that enough excuses and disclaimers before I start? That's my way of saying this is going to be shit. But you'll see the game, you'll see the point of it, that this is the kind of value you get out of a game in a pub for £1. You could get all this entertainment and you could still win a bit of money at the end of it. Now I've started a 2-player here, because the idea is that if I do a 2-player, we'll at least get to see a good mix of the zones on the way to the dome, and hopefully I'll be quite... Oh, let me just get my mouse right here. Hang on a minute, my mouse is not right. Let me come back to you in a moment. Okay, it's just start. I think my mouse is sorted. Oh, no, it's going off this. Why do we have this? It was working fine before. Hang on a minute. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, this is... Oh, Jesus. My mouse is disappearing off the edge of the layout for some reason. Oh, God, we're running out. This is not the game that I wanted either. Oh, God, this is it's an automatic... Oh, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Fuck, we're going to have to use the escape or I'm going to get a lock-in. And why is my mouse just flicking off the edge of the screen there? I'm not sure. Maybe what I'll do, in fact, you know what? Let's go. I think this might work. If I go full screen max... we can still kind of see it, but that way my mouse can't go up. Well, you can kind of see it there, can't you? Sorry, I have clipped the layout there. From previous experience, Bandicam doesn't like it if you change the window, so I think we can still see the thing there. I am aware now, I can see my Bandicam recording window is clipping off to the side, so I hope you'll bear with me. But can you see here on the gate, see how it's putting the gates in places? Some of them I just can't get to them, or I should have had that one, or almost by definition if I go through them I'm going to hit the bloody things and fall over. It was... The games on this, to me, just never felt quite as well designed. I probably shouldn't have gone for that one. Or as fair as they did on the original Crystal Maze. I always got the vibe on this one that Barcrest were deliberately making it so that it was kind of like one of them things where if it didn't want to pay, it would make absolutely sure it didn't pay. And I think they knew full well that the original was being emptied because they re-chipped it. And they, and they reduced, there we are, we've got it, and they reduced that gold down to 51 in the Crystal Dome. So they clearly knew that the original was doable. I am sorry about that. I can see that my Bandicam window is not capturing the whole layout, but I do have the whole of the screen, so that's fine. I've tried out on previous videos resizing the Bandicam window, and it doesn't seem to like it, and it makes the video go a little bit wonky, so we'll not do it. We'll have a mystery game. I'm not very good at the games on this. So which one have we got? Now then, what you've got to try and do, I think it's... Hang on a minute. It's this way. You've got to have a little appraisal of the... Yeah, it's this way. Because you can go off in completely the wrong direction, and then when it's far too late, realise that you can't... There's all kinds of dead ends in here. So what you want to do before you do anything is scope out and work back from the crystal and work out what your route is going to be. Otherwise you can find yourself on a mirror that just goes into one of the blocks or doesn't connect to anything else. So there we are. That's some. And did I only get one game in the first zone? That was quite bad. But we'll see. Now, the other thing that I will say here is that I have... oh my God, I hate this one. It drives me mad. You just got to... Oh, come on. Oh, it's so annoying. It used to drive me fucking potty, this one. You've just got to... The old... Oh, come on. I'm getting fucking... How fast can we think? Come on. Yeah, no! They only stay on for a certain amount of time. Come on. Oh, you bastard. Well, last one. Come on. Fuck. Oh, fuck. I fucking thought I had it then. Oh! Shitting piss. Fuck. Escape. Oh, God, I used to hate that one. Maybe there's a way to it. I'm sorry, you probably heard me bashing my keyboard. I'm glad this is a fucking mechanical keyboard that's guaranteed not to break for about 10 million key presses, because I was smashing the fuck out of it there. God, this is really bad. It's not giving me many games at all, is it? It was always a nasty bugger, this one. I didn't really like it, I've got to be honest. And now this is what I was talking about with the maze. Right, there's no mini-map. It's not like... So I've got to find this one little coin somewhere in this maze. And unless you can learn the mazes, which I didn't, and they're not all the same. So maybe you can learn them and you know where to go. But oh, there we are. And really, I just stumbled across that. I'm not entirely sure. I could say, well, yeah, I did that through skill. I didn't really know where. You just try and cover as much ground as you possibly can and kind of hope that you blunder into it. Is about the size of it on that. So let's try a skill game because I'm all about the skill. Okay, let's have a go. And let's see what happens. Oh, now this again, I've got to be honest. This is hard with the fucking... The controls are just all off on this one. They really are. Without the original hardware, I'm sorry. I've just... Oh, there we are. That's a bit better. Maybe I can do it if I'm careful now. Let's just... that's a bit better. Okay, I've just about got that with the mouse. Come on. After a disastrous start, I've pulled that one back. There we are. Okay. Not too bad. So player 2 now has... Let's stay in this zone for another bloody go. Don't move me on another zone now. That would be very annoying. And did I say... I didn't... Sorry, I can't remember what I was up to. But yeah, I did put a chunk of cash through this before. About 38 quid I put through this before and didn't collect anything else. So I'm really, really hoping it'll be fat. Now, the problem with it is you can't... Like the mating game, you can't auto-play this. And the other problem with this is it takes ages to time out. Whereas the mating game timed out in about... Oh, come on. It's just not giving me any gates I can fucking get through here. Whereas the mating game times out in about... Come on, one more. In about 2 minutes. What I was doing, I was putting 4 credits in and starting off a 4-player game to try and get as much done as possible. And if you just leave this then and let everything time out, it takes just over 30 minutes to time out on all 4 players and all of their games and actually take the 4 quid. So you can, in leaving this alone to sort of do its own things... Oh, hang on a minute. So now the way I... Oh, come on. Pick it up. I think if we go 30 there and then a 30 there. And then I think what I can do now... And then... Oh, that might be a bit too much on this side. There we are. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay, well, still got it on that one. So yeah, basically you can put £8 an hour through this. If you just kind of put money in, start it off and then leave it to time out, you can put £8 an hour through it. So I had this thing running for about 5 hours early today, and just whenever I was coming past, I'd just stick another 4 quid in and kick it off again. Is this the last zone? I think this is the last zone I've got. Pissing hell. Tight bastard. Now, there will definitely be... okay, I got that. Should have been a little bit quicker there, but I got that one. We've got wheel, chest... Fish, boat, wheel, chest, boat. Oh, look, there's another sort of fish. Well, that's handy. The other one's gone. Anchor. Oh, there's that. There's the wheel. We haven't had that. Oh God, there's 2 different types of boats. We haven't had that yet either. That boat was up there, wasn't it? And that was there, and that was there. And that was there. So there we are. No mistakes and 11 seconds left. So not too bad. I think, to be honest with you, the Crystal Dome is so fat. I did have a look at it. As it got to the Crystal Dome, each time it was, timing out on it, all 4 plays after 30 minutes. I had a quick look at the dome, and there's a lot of gold in there. So I should just go, even going absolutely bananas with the grabbing. I should actually, to be honest with you, I'm never going to get that one. Half the trick on this one is knowing what you can get and what you can't. Because if you get too far off centre, going for one, which you then don't get. See, I might know. Oh, see what I mean? You've got to be a little bit careful that you don't get too far off centre. Miss the one that you're going for, and then you can't get the next one either. This is a keyboard job, this one. I just can't get it right with the mouse. Okay. I might... No, that one's a dead... That's no point even going for that one. Oh, you fucker. Not got it. Oh, I have gone way off centre there. That was a little bit naughty, but we'll be fine on this. We'll be fine on this. There we go. Not too bad. I think I'll actually be able to do this off 5 crystals, to be honest. Oh, he's only got 4, so that... Give me another game then. I don't want to go to the dome with 4 bloody crystals. Okay, so let's have a look. Now, the other thing is that the base high score on this is still 70. So if I can beat... That's kind of what it had off a... Oh, God. So that's going to be League, is it? Oh, yeah. League... hang on. Funnel. Oh, crikey, I'm not quite... Oh, core... Well, that's got to go there, hasn't it? Cockle. That can't go anywhere else. And then, chin. Okay, there we are. Good. Go on. There we are. Not too bad. So he has got 5 crystals, so... I'm just going to have to do, because the dome is so fat, I'm just going to have to do a mad grab for as much as I can get and hope that I can get over the 70, but I'm not quite sure I've got enough to get over the 70, to be honest. Even if it's... Oh, Christ. So, now this is... and then I want to do... And then I've got to get... I want to keep that B up there because I want to get that in. So see there, now I can get the B straight back in. And then, oh shit, no, I fucked up because I wanted the U next, didn't I? Bollocks. So who's out of practice, eh? And oh, I'm gonna have to... No. I have to do an escape there. I'm not going to do it. Okay. I'm not... 5 and 4. That's not great. It might actually be enough because this thing has had £38 into it. Oh, here we go to the dome. It's had 38 quid and nobody's collected a penny. So I might actually be able to do this even with what I've got. That is really bad though. Although I think, how many games did I miss? I should probably have like 8 maybe. 8 or 9. Let's have a look. This is going to be really, really fat with gold. Oh God, is it? But can you see that hand? Oh no, I've dragged me Bandicam window. Oh my God, disaster. Oh fuck. Oh, hell on earth. This is... Oh my God, it couldn't have even gone. Now the emulator's lost the mouse. Whoa, what a comedy of errors. This is dreadful. How did I... I'm not even sure how I even grabbed the Bandicam window. But can you see this dreadful, dreadful grabbing hand just grabbing piles of everything? This is going to be the messiest video ever. Oh, fucking hell, I haven't even got 50 for fuck's sake. Oh, Christ almighty, you couldn't... Jesus, this is a textbook lesson in shocking incompetence. My goodness me. I think it's going to be another go, isn't it? Look at all those gold. There's just no way that you should even... Come on. Just grab. You know what? I'm just going to hold it down, which you could do on the real thing because you can't really be accurate about it. You've just kind of got to, and at least... you know what? I'm going to get the 50, but I'm not going to get the 70. And I'm just going to run out of time. I think he's going to get the 50, but he's not going to get the 70. So it's going to be a fiver. Oh, no. Oh, come on, surely. Oh, brilliant. Yay, I got a tenner. I won. So I beat the high score. So there we are. I collect. So I get my fiver. And now, there we are. So that is a £10 cash jackpot. £10. Dub. Just missing the payout. And well done, Degsy. Let's put you in there. Degsy. We'll just have Degsy Degs. Degsy Degs. There we are. Well done, Degsy. And he is now... That'll save that now, which is good. And I did have, back in the day, out in the wild, I did have a few of the tenors out of it. It was doable. And what you would generally find is that they get up into the high 70s and then the low 80s. Once they were into the 80s, you really had to find one that had been played very, very badly, but it did occasionally happen. Do you remember going into a pub in Manchester with the future Mrs Degsy, and they had one of these in here in like an upstairs bar, and it was kind of like that there in the dome. It was just almost like all gold. I was like, bloody hell, have they chucked an army of lobotomised monkeys at this thing? Who's been playing it? And yeah, I got the high score in there, the high 80s I think it was, or even the low 90s, and it paid the tenner out. And then the pub got blown up by the IRA, which was a bit annoying. Do you remember when they blew up the Arndale Centre in Manchester? They also blew up one of me and Mrs Degsy's favourite pubs. They actually blew up a Star Trek Next Generation pinball machine. That was when terrorism got real for us. It really did. Anyway, it's going to save that high score for us of 87 there. That will be retained. And there, we got the tenner out of it. Sorry about the slightly comically bad video effort there. That's going to look all kinds of scruffy, but I have captured it. I'll go with it, and this is just being recorded at the end of the long Easter weekend, so I'm not really going to have the time during the week to get anything recorded. So I'd like to get this one done, so I've got something to upload sort of middle end of next week. But that is the Crystal Maze SWP. By far and away the worst one, this third iteration. If the ROMs are around for the first version or the second version featuring Ocean Zone, that would be fantastic to be able to play these again, those again rather. But nonetheless, we've got a really nice Pook DX here. You see the DXcellent logo down at the bottom, of course. Fantastic Pook DX for this, and it's really good fun to play in the emulator. Even if you can't get the controls right with the keyboard and mouse, it is still good fun to play. It's enjoyable, very much like the mating game. These are enjoyable games to play, and what a fantastic value proposition these were in the pub, that you could just put £1 in and get several minutes play and still be able to win something at the end of it. Really great stuff. I miss things like this from pubs. I really, really do. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. But for now, goodbye.